Why do people keep coming to us, even our clients, and being like, I can't hit my protein goals?
They will go super cheap on their food that actually helps them, and then they'll spend hundreds on the weekend clubbing or buying food out because they think somehow, they're doing the right thing. The easiest options, if you're not a vegan, are your meats. It infuriates me to think that if you just had 120 grams of protein for dinner, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. That's 480 calories. That means you say your target's 2,000. You got 1,500 calories left over to have whatever you want. People just keep making excuses to do stuff. They want to keep putting steps in between them doing something. And if you just do it and stop saying how you need a step for this, a step for this, a step for this, you fix the problem instantly.
Welcome back to the PerformWell Podcast. This is the podcast for you if you're looking for performance and wellness optimization so that you can not only smash your career, but also have a better life, better relationships, and better health. We believe that performance and wellness are yin and yang and work together. So listen in as we dive into topics that are going to help you optimize your life for the better.
Right, protein. Why is it you guys struggle with getting your protein content in? Honestly, it's piece of piss.
I think people are overreaching. I want to start with on the
Reaching
podcast.
around. You're reaching around too much. That's what you're doing.
What a way to start a protein podcast. I think people are overreaching with their goals. And I'm going to start off by giving you some really high quality value from the off. How much protein should people be having per kilogram of body mass?
Per kilogram, mate. I'm a gram guy. I'm a pound guy, sorry. I'm a pounds guy.
How many grams of protein should they have per pound?
0.7 to 1 gram
Nice.
is my focus.
Mine's 1.6 to 2, depending on per kilo.
So that's 0.7 to 1 gram.
Same one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's exactly the same.
Okay.
So the reason you stay within this range and the reason you'd go up to more than 2 is depending on how much activity you are doing. We base it around activity, much like when we calculate calories, it's the same policy. Boom, you got value immediately. Now, why are people going so wrong with high protein? Why do people like our clients sometimes struggle?
No, but honestly, if you're cutting, that also will change how much protein you need. And if you're bulking, it will also change it slightly. What's the question, sorry?
Well, I'm saying, why are people going so wrong? Like, why do people keep coming to us, even our clients, and being like, I can't hit my protein goals?
Because first of all, they haven't had that much protein before. So most people don't like it. Don't like the taste of having 400 grams of chicken a day. They're not used to it. And it's just like, if you just cooked double the amount of chicken in your meal, you've hit your protein target and you don't have to worry about the rest of the day hitting your protein target. I don't know why people don't do it. That's probably number one reason. People think it takes a lot of time. They think it costs a lot of money. Protein itself, it doesn't satisfy the body the same way carbs and fats does in terms of energy production, although it is used for energy in some ways. Most people, have this natural urge to get in carbs and fats. It's a tribal thing. Thousands of years ago, the brain's evolved. Hasn't evolved, should we say, to get rid of this, feeling that if we see food, we should eat it. And it's always the high calorie stuff. Unfortunately, protein, it doesn't really fit those requirements too much.
No, and it doesn't. I think a lot of people get so stressed out with protein as well for the fat, because look, there's a lot of protein options out there. There really is a lot of protein options out there. Talking about pricing though, I still think people, when you say protein sources, I think people immediately go chicken breasts, but then people are like, I don't want to spend £6 on 4 chicken breasts.
Not that much.
It's not actually from quantity perspective, no. But people don't want to pay that to look at the protein.
£6 a kilo, isn't it?
Depends where you buy it from.
So what? 100 grams of chicken breast is 27 grams of protein, roughly.
Yeah, between that. Yeah,
roughly, right? Look at the packet if you don't want to believe me. If you bought a kilo of chicken, let's say it's £6.50, that's 27 times 10. That's 270 grams of protein in a packet. That's not one meal. You can spend it over 2 or 3 meals. It's not that much.
No,
you got to spend £10 a day on food at least. Come on.
I think the thing is, people are trying to budget so much at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
And for some reason, they'll see... stores probably don't help with it.
Mate, no. They will go super cheap on their food that actually helps them. And then they'll spend hundreds on the weekend clubbing or buying food out because they think somehow, they're doing the right thing. Come on.
Socialising. I'm just socialising.
We do need to socialise.
We do need to socialise, but you can still socialise without spunking all your money.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I budget for the kind of things that I do, but...
And coffee, guys, coffee, £4 for a coffee. You won't spend £6 on some chicken, but you'll pay £4 for a coffee. Come on.
Oh mate, I spent £5.10 on one yesterday.
It's bullshit.
£5.10 on a coffee.
You can't complain about budget and then you spending money on a coffee and then you won't want to buy the chicken.
Yeah,
you can't skip.
And the chicken goes across the week.
buy the coffee, but you skimp on food. Like, what? That makes no sense.
So look, if you can afford both, grand. Enjoy your coffee, enjoy your chicken. You know, have them together if you want. Bit weird, but let's talk about some high protein sources that people can easily get into their diet. Like, because I think we should go into high protein snacks here as well. So if you are listening and you're like, I need some high protein snacks to sort me out, what we go from high protein sources? What are kind of your top 5?
I mean, look, the vegan options are harder for sure. I mean, there's options that we'll talk about in a second, I'm sure. But the easiest options, if you're not a vegan, are your meats. 100%. Eggs, chicken. I'm actually like, I'm not anti-egg when it comes to protein. I just don't think they're the best protein source because of the calories that comes with it. And I think that you could go for something much leaner like chicken, for example. That doesn't mean you can't have eggs. It just means that, let's say you have 200 grams of chicken, you're getting closer to your protein goal, and you've got loads of calories left over. You can have eggs, no problem. It will get you closer to your protein goal. It will add a few more extra calories, but then you just have less room for other things. It's fine.
What about, though, when we come on to conduct, let's talk about eggs quickly, because there has been a hot topic on kind of the bioavailability of stuff.
Eggs have very good bioavailability.
Eggs are 98% bioavailable to the body, meaning we take in 98% of the nutrients when you read up on it.
It's very good.
Which I think, I personally have gone back to having eggs now, and I have like 4 eggs a day, which is pretty standard, to be honest. So
28 grams of protein, right?
Yeah, banging. But it's also good fats as well. Like, I'm getting such good fats from those eggs, and they're really filling, really nutritionally dense. It's about 270, I think.
Yeah, so let's say 300 rounded up slightly.
Yeah, so per 10 calories, you're going to get 1 gram of protein.
30 grams of protein from chicken would be about 120 grams of 100 calories, so 120 calories. So you're having almost 2.5 times the same calories for the same amount of protein. That, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because you can have eggs every day. I'm not fucking saying that. Don't shoot me.
Don't eat your eggs.
Don't shoot me for saying this. But I just kept doing the maths, and I was like, every time I was cooking eggs in the morning, I was like, I could save 150 calories if I just didn't have the eggs, and I get my fats and stuff from something else. So
you can do, but the thing is, for me, options, you do. We were speaking about leucine earlier, weren't we? You're going to get leucine from your eggs.
Yes.
Yeah. So 100%. I mean, it's a great source of leucine. Leucine is something that vegans will try and normally find hard in diets because it doesn't come in a lot of the plant-based products that they're having.
Why is it important?
Leucine's helping for muscle building. You need leucine for muscle building. So if we don't have an abundance of leucine in the body, we don't repair the muscle fibers as well as we should be.
It affects protein synthesis. So protein synthesis will be lowered.
Yeah.
Which is the rate at which your protein's actually, being used to build muscle. So yeah. I'm not. Yeah. So okay, we're going back a little bit because what food's good for protein sources? Eggs, definitely.
Yeah.
Chicken, beef. I'm just got a little vendetta against eggs at the moment. I eat eggs.
Louis going to title this "The Downfall
you
of
should
the
eat
Egg."
eggs. I eat eggs. Eggs are good. Okay. Free range better. Anyway, chicken, beef, eggs, fish,
turkey mince is banging.
Tuna's a big one. I haven't had tuna in ages. You say that.
I love turkey mince.
Turkey mince tastes like shit.
No, it doesn't. You got to season it right.
No, man.
Season it right so it's not so dry.
Right.
Well, of course you do. Look, turkey mince when I was cutting was my lifesaver.
But you can't put it in a chili dough, can you?
Yeah, you can.
With chili con carne flavour?
Well, you can, yeah.
But it won't taste the same.
Add some barbecue sauce in there. That's what I do.
Have you done it with chili con carne?
Yes.
And it tastes good?
Mine does, yeah.
Nah.
I'd have to make you some. Mine actually tastes good, but I spend time on my recipes.
I'm a beef guy. I'm a red meat beef guy.
Well, have some beef then. Have some lean beef mince.
Go get your red meat in, man.
Yeah, but they're really good sauces. Like Nick's just said there's a nice long list you can literally just extract and be like, right, pause right. Let's talk about snacks. Actually, before that, let's talk about vegan sauces. Vegan and vegetarian.
Sauces. Yeah.
Vegetarian. It's a Victorian vegetarian.
If we had a list, by the way, just so you know, if we had like a scale right now, like a chart, the highest would be egg, chicken, that realm, beef, etc. Vegan sauces do come close to the top, but they're not at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're starting to look at vegan sauces before we go into like other sauces.
Other sources of protein. So this is also quality of protein is what we're talking about, like high quality of nutrient density. So if we're going to vegan sauces, one of the classic ones is tofu. People don't like tofu because they can't cook it normally, but tofu's
good.
It's good, but you do need to pair it. And this is one of the big conversations I've had with people in the past about vegan diets. One of the things, and we're not going to complicate it too much, imagine your body is made up of these essential Lego bricks. You've got these different coloured Lego bricks, all from like red through to purple, for example. Each of these is an amino acid. when you go into a vegan diet, there is a lack of certain amino acids, but you can only get certain amino acids from certain foods, whereas stuff like chicken breast will contain nearly all 9, which is great. So if you're having tofu, you need to pair it with something like lentils, because they'll have a different amino acid profile to what the other ones, and then you connect those 2 bricks together to get that full
So this
protein
one
profile.
has say 100% of this amino. This one has 0, but it has 100% of that one, and that one has 0. So it just like interlocks like a key.
Yeah.
And unlocks.
And it's something we work on with clients as well.
Yeah.
Like we have these conversations within our coaching program to try and like educate people going
There
forward.
are certain vegan protein sources that are complete.
Yeah.
Soy.
Yes.
Pea, I believe, is complete.
Well, tofu is a source of soy, but most tofu, because of how
Yeah.
it's produced, it doesn't contain the full amino acid profile.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I think people struggle with so much.
Yeah.
Seitan's a good choice.
Seitan. I actually thought it was about something else. That I thought it was
Seitan.
Seijan. I thought it was Seijan.
I just didn't know how to pronounce it for
Seijan
ages.
or Seijan.
Seitan.
Satan.
So I call it
Satan's
Seitan.
food. I mean, it does sound like Satan's food.
If anyone in the comments wants
Tofu,
to weigh in.
if you've tried tofu, and you didn't like it, smoked tofu is so good, and smoked scrambled tofu. Oh,
You got to do it right though. I feel like air
Yeah.
fryers are a lifesaver with tofu
Yeah.
because you normally cook it right. So you got seitan, you got tofu, you got lentils. You can chuck in some kidney beans, are always an easy
Quinoa.
shout. Quinoa, yeah.
Quinoa.
Look, quinoa, but quinoa's a carb source.
but it's also a hot protein as well. But it's nowhere near the best one. Like we're obviously scraping down a little bit here.
Yeah.
But quinoa you can mix with rice and stuff or couscous, and it will bulk up that and potentially bring down the carb content a little bit, whilst also improving the protein content. So as if you've got a carb with your meal, you could maybe look at quinoa as like a replacement as that.
Yeah, it's good. And you got to look at I had this piece of content that went out a little while ago, and I was speaking about things being confused for protein sources that are carb sources and fat sources, for example. People confusing like chorizo as a protein source over a fat source. Chorizo is more of a fat source than it is a protein source.
People that think sausages are protein.
They're not really. They've got more fat in them than protein.
I'm in the army, and I'm at the cafeteria, and anyone that's been in the army or even prison, because apparently it's similar, the sausages are like only 1 protein, and it's like you put 1 sausage on your plate and it's like you only allow 1 of them, 1 protein, they tell me, and I'm like, there's not even any fucking protein in it. It's 9 grams of protein at best.
This is why chicken sausages are probably more of a game changer.
But it's not just fat, it's carbs as well.
Yeah.
Sausages have carbs and fats, and then a little bit of protein.
But it's because they're basically from the GI tract of a pig.
Yeah, well, exactly. And well, no, that's just you're talking about the actual testing sausages, which you probably go to a farm shop and they actually use actual meat and very little carb, etc. That's different. But sausages don't taste good when it's just pure meat anyway.
No, I mean that's the thing. You're balancing taste for protein at that point in time too. Let's go on to protein snacks, because I think it will be a good conversation to have with people, because it is a question I get so many times from clients. What are high protein snacks that I can have throughout the day? Now, one caveat to high protein snacks: there's not actually many sole protein sources that are good snacks that you wouldn't put in a meal.
Apart from eggs, and eggs is fat as
Boiled,
well.
You get boiled eggs. I think that's probably the closest thing you'll get to a sole protein source as a snack.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when you're talking about things like Baby Bells, nuts, they're more of a fat source. Baby Bells more of a fat source.
Yeah.
But they've got protein in them. I think we need to come away from just saying high protein snacks and just saying these are some snacks with some protein in.
I think people need to go back to the conversation of doubling the amount of protein they have in their dinners, so that they don't have to worry about trying to have a protein snack to meet the requirement.
And can just have an energy snack.
Honestly, it infuriates me to think that if you just had 120 grams of protein for dinner, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not when you do it. That's 480 calories. That means you say your target's 2,000. You got 1,500 calories left over to have whatever you want.
Well, let's think about it this way. I think like you've actually sparked a little thought in my brain. Maybe the reason people feel quite sluggish throughout the day is because they're trying to ingest a lot of high protein snacks, which are slower in digestion, which means we use more energy in the process of breaking them down. Whereas actually during those snack windows, we should be having some kind of quick release carbohydrates or some good fats for the brain to regenerate, like help with the central nervous system.
You're saying they should fast?
No, not fast.
You should fast.
I'm saying they should not have they should not have their snack windows. This is more theorized. I'm just spitballing here. They shouldn't have their snack windows as protein snack windows. They should have their protein windows as carbs and fat windows, focusing on protein in the 3 main meals.
I don't know, mate. There's a lot of reasons why people feel sluggish. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
I don't think it's just to do with digestion. I think there's also psychosomatic reasons that people get tired. Overthinking, for example, will make you tired. So learning to get out of your head will make you feel better, let alone. But I think people make it hard on themselves, saying, I must get protein at breakfast, lunch and dinner and snacks. If you just have a big ass protein dinner, which is literally what I fucking do. Sorry to swear so much. 120 grams of protein for dinner. I only have to do another 30 to 40 grams of protein a day. I do that for breakfast. My lunch can be whatever I want. Mm-hmm. Anything I want.
You could just eat some leaves.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? And it doesn't take a lot. 120 grams of protein is 400 grams of chicken. That's not even the chicken breast packet that we were talking about. Mm-mm. It's not that. It's not a lot. It really isn't. When you cooked it and it loses some of its weight, etc., it's actually not that much.
No, it isn't. Look, one thing I will say, and I do abide by, is the use of high quality protein shakes, which I've got one here, which is a clear weight one. The high quality shakes, I think, are beneficial for bumping up people's protein throughout the day, especially we're talking to a lot of career-driven individuals right now who genuinely, if this sat on their desk and we're getting 500 mils of water in and 50 grams of protein, I'm taking that as a win for someone, because sometimes they just won't drink.
If they like it.
This is, what's this one? This is
I've
cherry.
I've had bad experiences with protein water.
But I like this. This is nice. It's like juice. Yeah. I mean, I've sat drinking this for the last hour.
It's juice with a weird aftertaste, though.
I don't mind the weird aftertaste.
It's like a stickiness in your mouth afterwards.
It's a little bit synthetic.
Whereas when I drink water, I want to feel hydrated. I want to feel good. Do you know what I mean? I want to feel like fresh.
Yeah, but I've put like a little bit of mint with this, and I put some ice with it, and it bangs. Yeah. And it actually tastes like quite nice, like a juice drink. So look, it's an option. Protein shakes, you don't always need them. They're a supplement. We spoke on a podcast before.
The thing I find with these things, and I'm not against it. I've got protein over there. A lot of people will do this for a month and then come away from it.
Yeah.
If you just get used to having a big high protein meal every night, you will do that every single day for the rest of your life.
The only caveat with that is people aren't used to eating high protein meals,
then just do it.
Stagger it.
Do you know when people think, oh, well, what's the steps? What's the step-by-step plan to get more protein in your diet, in your dinner? Just fucking do it one day.
What is that?
Just do it.
I'm speaking from a stomach perspective. Because you're just overloading a lot of protein at once.
It's all good, man.
Normally, you're used to it. But like some people
I wasn't, though, in the past.
And then just went bang.
I've had to adapt.
So people will adapt. Yeah. That's not saying they won't. I'm just saying if someone's sitting there be like, I can't eat 400 grams of chicken. Yeah. I'm saying maybe then start with 250, then add 300, then add 350, then get to the 400. Stagger it a little bit for people's GI tracts. Just because there will be some people with little touchy tummies.
Some people, yes. Some people will.
Yes. That's what I'm saying on that one. Because it does work. I agree with you. It's a great way forward.
One of those people, you've got a snowflake stomach. And you need just a little bit more of a step-by-step, just cushioning impact of it. Go for it.
So we'll call the podcast Snowflake Stomach. Oh, sorry. High Protein Guide to Snowflake
I'm not saying this to be mean, because like the reason why I say this is because I've gone both ways on this. I've been very strict. When I came from the military and I started PTing 14 years ago, I was very strict with my clients. Mm-hmm. I then learned to be the opposite. I learned to be very soft and helping people from all kinds of situations. And over the time, I've realized that people just keep making excuses to do stuff. They want to keep putting steps in between them doing something. And if you just do it and stop saying how you need a step for this, a step for this, a step for this, you fix the problem instantly. It makes no sense to waste time, keep putting these obstacles in your way, when all you have to do is just double up the protein or add 100 grams extra. Like,
apologies for interrupting the podcast. We know you're getting fully engrossed into this episode, and we really appreciate you stopping on the video on YouTube or on Spotify if you found us through one of the search pages. Make sure to leave a review and a subscription if you haven't already. But we just wanted to interject a point here that me and Nick have 15 years of coaching experience between us, and it's only getting better as we've got better guests on the podcast. The only way we can do that, though, is with the growth of our program that we've just released. We've got a 12-month PerformWell program, which has just dropped, and we'd love you guys to get involved in it. If you want to know more details, make sure to head to the description, as we've got our website in there, which can give you a full overlay of the program. We're looking to help career-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and anyone dominate their life by improving their lifestyle. Me and Nick like to claim ourselves as experts in this area, and if you want to check out some of our other transformations, I'm sure you do. We've got some amazing people who have performed so well off the back of this program. Have a cracking day, and we really appreciate your time. Let's get back to the podcast.
And to be honest, okay, if we're talking about volume, and volume makes someone feel a bit like, what's a lot? Take away from one of your like carb sources for the day, or fat sources that's on your plate. Don't take away from veggies. Veggies are always essential.
Eating a big meal, like this is for people that have been skinny. I think we said
I was there
before as well. Like we've obviously experienced trying to eat more, and eating more is probably as worse or as the same as trying to lose fat in terms of difficulty, because your stomach is so full and you don't want to eat. And I've literally puked out rice after I've eaten it because my stomach just couldn't take anymore. That is extreme. All right, I'm not saying that you have to eat 6,000 calories a day. You know, you only have to eat a little bit extra protein for one meal. And if you didn't, let's say you didn't eat lunch, for example, and you normally eat lunch, by dinner time you're going to be starving. Now you can eat whatever. You could eat a whole plate of chicken, and I'm sure you could stomach it, no problem.
I argue one of the easiest windows to get it in is breakfast. I think breakfast is actually one of the easiest, and it's a high tier for me.
Yeah.
You know, I get about 70 to 80 grams in my breakfast. Bang, done. Look, if you don't like Greek yogurt, get some soy yogurt. You know, whatever floats your boat.
But then equally, if we talk about GI tracts, some people don't eat breakfast in the morning. They can't. They feel their stomach just can't take lots of food.
There's caveats to everything, isn't there? I think this is where we talk about building lifestyles that work for you. Don't, like, we're giving kind of general advice here. Yeah. Try and figure out a way that you can be like, okay, well, I can stomach a big dinner. Cool. I'll do that then. I won't have my breakfast because I can't stomach a breakfast.
Here's the benefits to a big dinner, right? Social occasions almost always are dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get used to having big dinners, you can have big dinners around your friends.
Mm-hmm.
If you get used to big breakfasts or big lunches or whatever, and you don't have big dinners, then you can't do that as easily. There's more social relevance to having a bigger dinner. And I'm not going to go down the route of like the tribal situation where if, we've got some evidence or theory around tribes would eat dinner together about a big campfire. And most of the time probably wouldn't eat much in the day, which is the whole OMAD kind of situation, right? I'm not saying you have to fast, but I'm saying that having one big meal a day can make you go to bed feeling quite satisfied, and you don't feel hungry going to bed. And that's a good feeling to have. Like, how many times do you have a big meal and you just feel tired?
Oh, yeah, if I have a big roast dinner. Yeah, roast dinner, man.
You can have that every night, guys. You can have that every night.
You could do.
You could go to bed feeling like, man, I'm like that. Falling asleep.
Go into like a food coma.
A food coma every night because you've eaten a big meal.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I agree with you.
I think one thing as well, like on the high protein front, just to kind of round things off, when people are going down the line, there is a hell of a lot of marketing around high protein stuff at the minute. It frustrates me that things are sold as high in protein when they're not. I spoke about on my content about wraps that were sold in Lidl as high protein, and they were 4 grams more. But the wraps aren't a protein source. Yeah. If they're cheaper, cool, go for the ones with slightly more protein. It's going to help you out. But like, don't keep getting sold as these are the only way of getting your protein in. As Nick said, you should focus on your whole sources of food. You should focus on your chickens. You should focus on your eggs. You should focus on your beef mince. These are the things that are going to push the needle forward for you. Yeah. Whereas these little protein snacks that you keep trying to get in, that's a 15-gram pot, it's nowhere near for the same calorie density. Nowhere near.
And if you go for those whole sources and you, let's say, get your daily protein amount through them, they are generally low in calorie compared to the other sources that we have that are full of carbs and fats. Meaning that you can have foods that you otherwise thought you couldn't have. Mm-hmm. That means you don't have to chase the protein bandwagon all the time, paying extortionate prices, because protein-rich foods are well expensive. Like the Weetabixes out there that say protein crunch on them and stuff like that. They're overpriced.
No.
When you could just have a relatively affordable source such as chicken, beef, eggs, tuna, like we talked about, and then spend the rest of your money on things that are actually decently priced and things that you probably wouldn't have normally had.
I think there needs
like
to be
a bagel.
One little reframe for anyone listening, and take this away, if anything, from this podcast. If you're sitting there right now and you're thinking, I still have no idea how to get my protein content in, have a little reframe on whether you don't think you can get the quantity in, you don't think you can get the quality in, whatever it may be. Look at it this way. if you get that protein in, you, for one, are going to start to feel physically better in yourself. You're going to start to feel physically stronger. You're going to start to feel physically more switched on and less disengaged from the world. Just look at it that way, that the end goal, this protein is helping you to get to that end goal that you're dreaming of, that the ambition's there to get you. It's going to help you in day-to-day life. And just by simply going in there and trying to add an extra 200 grams of chicken, you'll solve that. Little bit more tofu, something like that to help bolster it. Now, if you're still confused and you don't know where to start, then comment on this podcast, the word Perform. Me and Nick will be in there. We'll help you guys out. We'll help you get started. We're not going to be throwing sales at you. We're just here to help you at the end of the day. So just put a little Perform at the bottom, and then we can help obviously roll from there going forward.
And I don't know if when this episode goes out, we're going to have the protein guide ready. But there is a protein guide coming. So if it is on the description or somewhere on this video at the time of this upload, then 100% click on it. We're basically giving away a 50 high protein recipe meal plan. So for you guys to have a look at what protein sources you can have for dinner, lunch, breakfast. Did that backwards. Look at that. Snacks, convenience foods, etc. We've thought about what are the easiest recipes you can make and buy for high protein that are less than 15 minutes.
And how can you pair stuff on the road? Like if you were a guy that's traveling 6 hours up the country every day and you're at service stations, what two things can you pair together to bump up your protein and it sits quite nicely on the stomach?
And if it hasn't come up yet since this has been uploaded, please follow us on Instagram and message us, because we will soon have it done.
Keep prompting us.
And then we'll send it to you completely for free.
Yeah, so keep on that one. Now, we appreciate you guys watching. We know there's a lot of people that watch this that aren't subscribed, and we'd quite like if you could help support the podcast. The more subscribers we have, the more people it goes out to, the more people we help, the more lives we change. I'm starting to sound like a Waterade ad.
And the bigger people we can get on.
Yeah, and the bigger
people, they want to see followers. If we've got big followers, they want to join our podcast, and then we get you more information.
Yeah, and you can get some of these high quality guests that otherwise, you're going to sit there watching stuff like, I don't like to slander people, but Diary of a CEO, you don't know if it's factually correct half the time. We're sitting here we're not going to bullshit to you guys about the information we're putting out there, and we're not going to say something if we don't know it. We'll research it, we'll learn. That's one of the philosophies of our coaching business, PerformWell Podcast, mine and Nick's personal brands. So yeah, we appreciate you guys. Just make sure, drop a subscription, tell your mate, share it to your mum, share it to your dog. I don't care what you do. Whatever you want to do, we just want to help people out this year. Have a cracking rest of your day, and we'll catch you later.
Ciao, ciao.